Today, we're going to be talking about my goal setting routine. We're going to be resetting for the month of March and we're going to be setting our goals for April. Hi there. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Kate and I've recently started this channel to share my experiences with life and mental health. My left ear is completely blocked today, so if I'm shouting at you or if I'm too quiet, I'm really sorry. I will try to fix it in editing. Today we're going to be talking about my goal setting routine. So I use the Makse Life system. Makse Life is a company that sells goal setting planners, and with those planners comes a system for creating your goal setting. I don't actually have any of the physical planners. I downloaded a lot of their free content and I watched some of their YouTube content and some other content creators who use the same system on YouTube to understand how it is that they do the process. I then converted that into something that I can use in Notion, which basically is an online planner and note-taking app, which lets you plan however you like. The basic concept of Makse Life is that you start the year by creating your yearly goals. At the start of every month, you then create your monthly goals. And at the start of every week, you create your weekly tasks. Now, it's a very important distinction between tasks and goals. It's an important distinction for me personally as part of my mental construct of what I can allow myself to fail and what I shouldn't let myself fail. Basically, my goals are just there as a guide to help me decide what it is that I want to do and work towards the things that at some point I thought I wanted. My tasks, on the other hand, are things that I should definitely be doing. I set them only 1 week in advance, so I should know what I want to do for the rest of the week, unless things go absolutely out of control. I also like to set my goals as things that I have control over. For things like YouTube, I don't want to set goals that have X amount of followers or get X amount of views, because although I can influence that by creating good content, promoting on social media, it's still outside of my control. So instead, my goals for YouTube would be things like post 1 video a week, post on Instagram 3 times a week. The other concept that comes along with Makse Life is at the end of every week, you review your week. At the end of every month, you review your month, and so on and so forth. They also have what they call a compass, which basically just shows your life broken down into different sections and scored out of 10. They also use these 8 different categories in your life to categorize all of your goals and your tasks and everything inside of your life. Hopefully that's enough of an explanation to get you a bit of an idea before we get started. But now let's jump on into the goals themselves. So this is Notion and this is my March page, which basically shows all of my goals for March and all of my separate weeks inside of March, which hold my tasks for the week. First thing we're going to do is just go through and check off the goals that we completed. There is also construction happening in the background, so I hope that you can't hear that. Track analytics related to YouTube for end of month. I haven't actually done that yet because it is still the 29th of the 3rd, but I'll be doing that either today or sometime over the weekend. So I'm just going to leave that one for the moment. My YouTube calendar is all set for the month of April, so that is fantastic. So for these, what I like to do personally, I have a separate page for each of these. I just add an icon and I give it a nice check mark. I think it looks really nice, it's very cute, and then there is also a red X option for ones that I failed. Set goals for April. We are going to be doing that now, so I'm going to give that one a green check mark. Plan for every week on Sunday while I'm at my computer. I did actually used to plan my weeks on Sundays. I figured with these videos that I'm making, it'll be easy to record content for this on a Wednesday when I'm not at work. So I might as well just set my calendar to reset every Wednesday. But other than that, I think I did pretty well on this goal. I think I missed maybe 1 week, and then there was a little bit of confusion on the week that I switched from Sundays to Mondays. But I'm going to give this one a tick. skip no more than 2 stream days in March. Now, inside of this one, I do have some little check marks where I can check off if I have skipped, and I did end up skipping 3. However, the third one was for a legitimate medical reason. Even the second one I skipped because I'd barely slept in the last 5 days. So even though I did actually skip this 3 times, I'm going to give this a check mark because I think I did pretty well and I had legitimate reasons for skipping. The main reason I wanted to create this goal was to stop myself from just coming home and just thinking, I just don't feel like it, and then ending up skipping a stream that I probably would have really enjoyed doing. Follow through on social media plan for March. Again, this is one that towards the end of the month I did fall off a little bit. I have missed my last couple of posts and I'm going to miss one again today, I believe, based on the plan that I had. But overall, I did much better than I would have if I didn't have a plan, and honestly, I did better than I thought I would. So we're going to give that one a green check mark also. So that was all inside my personal category. Next, we're going to move on to fun and recreation. These are the 8 categories that are set by Makse Life in their standard setup. I am going to be changing this a little bit throughout this video, so stay tuned for that. Play a game for fun once a week. Yes, I have done that. I created this goal because I was stuck in a bit of a Twitch content creation mode where I couldn't just have fun playing games. Every game I wanted to play, I would think about how I could benefit from streaming that game. But I have been pretty good with this lately. My partner and I have been playing Minecraft Dungeons on the PlayStation. And I have been playing games for myself on my computer or on my PlayStation on my own as well. Go to the movies to see Ant-Man. We did that. Check. I already checked that one off, so that's perfect. Purchase travel insurance for cruise. I have not done that yet. We're going to put a nice red X on that one. Play games at home with partner. As I said, we've been playing Minecraft Dungeons, so that's a check mark on that one. Apply for 3 jobs. I think I may have only applied for 2 this month, but I'm still going to give that a check mark. It's become less of a priority for me trying to find a new job than it was earlier in the year, but it is still something that I'm trying to work towards. So I think 2 out of 3 for me personally is going to be good enough for a check mark on this one. Like I said, I'm not super strict on these goals and I am quite lenient on myself because these are just goals. They're things that I want to achieve. They're not things that I have to achieve. So really, it's all up to me whether or not I feel that I have achieved that goal. So that was in my work and learning category. Now, complete module. That one's a little bit of a sore point at the moment. I did technically complete it and I submitted the assignment. Unfortunately, it was unsatisfactory. I now have to book an appointment to talk to the student support services and find out what it is that I did wrong, what I need to change in order to be able to resubmit that assignment, and hopefully have it be satisfactory on the next attempt. So in terms of whether or not that goal was completed, for me, even though I did complete it and submit the assignment, I am actually going to put an X on this one. Because the module was technically due at the end of this month, I had to apply for an extension for that. So it is a bit of a sore spot and I will put that one down as a failure because it feels like a failure to me. On to family and relationships. Celebrate partner's birthday. We did do that. It wasn't anything exciting, but I made him a cake. It was absolutely delicious. And we just hung out together for the day, which was lovely. That's how we both prefer to spend our days anyway. Go out for drinks with work friends. Yeah, we did that. We had a great Friday afternoon after work. We went out for some drinks, had some pizza. It was a fantastic time. Now, I did already give myself a little bit of an out on this one. Play games with sister, depending on her availability. And she actually wasn't available throughout most of the month. She had a lot of events on, and I knew that was going to be a pretty high potential. So I am going to give it an X, but really it was nothing that I had control over in this case. Have weight under 85 kilos. Now, I think I've had this one for the last couple of months and I may have said it a little bit prematurely. I'm still not under 85, but I have been losing weight, which is fantastic. So we're still going to give this one an X, but we're just going to add it back on next month and eventually we're going to get there. Ring fit 1 time per week. This one I am going to put an X on. I did do it a couple of times, and most of the times that I skipped were for medical reasons or because it has just been too damn hot. But technically, I think I only did 2 out of 4 for the month, so that one's going to be a failure. Running was also similar. I had to cancel a lot of my runs because of rain or because I wasn't feeling well. But overall, I still think I did pretty well on this goal, especially considering the reasons I had to cancel a lot of the time. So I am actually going to give this one a check mark. Book ultrasound. Now, it's not what you think. I am not pregnant. It is not an ultrasound for my stomach. It's an ultrasound for another health-related reason. And I actually didn't book that, so we're going to put an X on that one. Book skin check I also didn't do, which I really need to get onto because of that cancer that they found last year. I really need to get a skin check done. So that one will be a big goal for next month. CGP about Implanon issues. I did do that. I've had my Implanon removed and I've had an IUD put in. I was having some issues with the Implanon. I was getting some really bad periods. I also discovered that the Implanon can have negative effects on your weight. So I wanted to get that one removed since I am actively trying to lose weight at the moment. I thought it was best to remove that as a factor. Have psychology appointment results of ADHD/ASD tests. We did do that. I'll be doing a video about how those results came back, I think, next week. Spiritual and personal growth. Increase confidence in YouTube videos. This is definitely a hard one to measure, but I think I am going to give myself a check mark for this one. My last couple of videos have definitely felt a little more relaxed, a little more comfortable, so I'm going to give myself a check on that. Meditate every weeknight. I pretty much did this. I think I skipped a couple, but I'm going to give myself a check for that one. And same with the journaling. If I've journaled, then I've meditated. So those are exactly the same. For our financial goals, achieve monthly bonus interest goals. So basically, for the savings account that I have, if I am able to increase my savings each month, I'm given a bonus interest rate. Sadly, I don't think I'll be achieving this one this month. We still do have a couple of days left, but I have already received my paycheck for this week, and I don't think we're going to be able to cover it. So I'm going to give that one an X, and if that changes, I will update you. Save 10% of income towards house deposit. I'm going to give that one a check mark. It's only saved in terms of digitally, it's been put into that cash envelope, but that has been done. Budget every week. I have been budgeting every week, so we'll give that one a check mark and pay the extra $250 on car loan I did right at the start of the month. For physical environment, I only gave myself one goal for this month, and that was to wash up after work 3 times per week, with 3 skips allowed. I'm pretty sure I did more than 3 skips on this one, but I definitely did better than I have been doing in the past. I'm still going to give this one an X, because I definitely skipped it more than 3 times. But it was an improvement on last month, so that is definitely a positive. So that was all of our goals for the month of March. I think overall I did pretty well. Not as well as I would have liked, particularly in my health and wellness category. But overall, I think it went pretty well. And just to finish off the month of March, we're going to go through these March reflection questions. I think my biggest win for this month was probably how active I was able to be on Instagram and consistently posting on YouTube as well. Things that are currently working in my life, I've said YouTube and social media schedule is going quite well. Even though I did fail my assignment for this module, I did get through that study quite quickly. I only started working on it at the start of the month and it was finished by the end of the month. So that did work quite well. And again, even though I did fail my washing up task, I have been doing more cleaning throughout the last month. So I think that's working quite well for me at the moment. Something else that I do think is currently working for me is my night routine. Things that are not currently working in life. I've said my medical health. I've had a lot of trouble lately. Currently, my ear is blocked. The last few days, I've had a sore throat. I had a lot of trouble sleeping throughout the month. I did get my implant removed and my IUD put in. There's been a lot of medical issues, especially in the last couple of weeks. My exercise also went downhill a little bit with a lot of the weather. It was either raining or it was too hot, or there were also medical issues involved with the exercise. I've also been having a lot of trouble booking those really important appointments that I need to get done. So I really want to focus on getting those done next month. So what I learned this month, I put to not rush my assignments. I think part of why I probably failed that assignment was that I tried to do it all within 1 month. So even though I think it was quite impressive that I managed to get through the amount of content that I did within 1 month, it probably was a little bit detrimental to the assignment itself. Another thing I learned is that my friends are always going to be there for me. They're pretty new friends, but really they have become the best friends that I think I have ever had. Alright, what improvements or adjustments do I need to make going into next month? I've said exercise even when the weather is bad, which could mean being more flexible. For example, if it looks like it's going to rain outside, I could do my ring fit instead because it is indoors rather than going for my run, which is outdoors. I want to work on study throughout the month so that I don't end up in a rush for the next assignment. The reason I had to do this last assignment so quickly was because it was due tomorrow, technically. And I don't want to have that same thing happen with my next module. And I just want to improve my YouTube content. What am I most grateful for right now? I sent my free extension from study. So basically with my course, I do get a free extension, which meant that I didn't have to pay any extra and I got 1 extra month to complete that assignment for free. And the other thing I'm grateful for is just my partner and my friends. They're amazingly supportive and just a lot of fun. The habits that I want to pursue next month is going to be a whole month of trying to set up a morning routine. I have my night routine pretty much sorted and I think that's going really well, but my morning routine is currently get up, sit at my computer for an hour, put on some clothes, go to work. So I really want to work on that and just really starting my mornings off well. I also put being better with my cleaning. Even though I did get better in March, I want to get even better in April, and again with my exercise. And following on from that, the areas I want to focus on next month, I think are definitely going to be my physical environment and my health and well-being. Rate my overall satisfaction for this month. Overall, I think it was a pretty good month, but that assignment issue has really brought it down for me. It does feel like a pretty big failure for this month. So I think I'm going to end on around a 6. So that's all of March finished off, and now really quickly going to do a review of my compass for Q1. So basically I've listed out all of the different categories that Makse Life has as part of their thing, as well as the 2 that I'm going to be adding, which is one for Twitch and one for YouTube. And basically I'm just going to give these a rating out of 10 for how I feel like that area of my life is going at the moment. I do feel like my personal life is going quite well at the moment, so I'm actually going to give that one a 7 out of 10. Fun and recreation, I think I'm pretty good with this one. I'm going to call this an 8 out of 10. Work and learning is a bit of a tricky one because I don't particularly enjoy my job, but it's really not the worst, and I am getting to work 4 days a week, which is amazing for my work-life balance. So overall, it's a pretty good job. And right now my learning is quite low because I did just fail an assignment. But overall, I have done much more study in the beginning of this year than I had over the previous 6 months. Overall for work and learning, I think I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Family and relationships, I think, is going quite well for me at the moment, so I'm actually going to give that one an 8 out of 10. Health and wellness right now is currently pretty low. I think I'm going to go as low as a 3 out of 10 for this one at the moment. Spiritual and personal growth. I've been working on this a little bit. I'm not a particularly spiritual person, but my meditation has been going quite well, and I have been working on some personal growth books. So I think I'm going to go a 6 out of 10 for this. Financial is pretty middle of the road right now. I have been achieving some of my goals, like saving 10% of my income and paying extra towards my car loan, but I also haven't really been increasing my savings. I've been failing my bonus interest goals quite often, so I think I'm going to call that just a straight 5 out of 10. Physical environment, I think, is definitely doing a bit better than it was at the start of the year, but definitely still has a long way to go. So that's another 5 out of 10. I was treating Twitch more like a business, as if it was something that I wanted to eventually make money off of, but recently it's really just become more of a hobby. So in all honesty, even though my Twitch is quite low, I don't really make any money off of it. So in terms of a business, in that sense, Twitch would be very low, but I'm still getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. So I'm going to call this a 6 out of 10. YouTube is another one that I am technically not very successful with from a business perspective, but in terms of how I was doing prior to Q1, I'm doing a lot better, and I have been pretty consistent with my YouTube schedule over the past month. So I think I'm actually going to give this one also a 6 out of 10. I have a long way to go, but for just starting out, I think I'm doing pretty well. So that's my review of how all of these areas in my life are doing. A really fantastic thing about this is that we'll now be able to compare it over the quarters throughout the year and then to the beginning of the year versus the end of the year. Last up, we are going to move over to April. We're going to review our 2023 goals and we're going to set our goals for April. Okay, so these are my 2023 goals, and I'm going to use these to set smaller goals that are hopefully achievable within a month. The first thing I need to do is add my Twitch and my YouTube columns. I think the Q1 review is also a great time to take a look at all of my goals and see if there's still things that I even want for this year. Plan my week every Sunday. I'm obviously going to change to every Wednesday, but that's still something that I want to keep working on throughout the year. Continue with goal setting and find ways to increase motivation and decrease procrastination. That's a very vague sort of goal, but I'm going to leave that one there. Fun and recreation. Fully commit to doing all of the things I want on the cruise in October. Going on a cruise, and I want to make sure that I actually get out and do things while I'm on the cruise. Enjoy video games outside of stream and at least one outing per month. My partner and I are very much homebodies. We don't like to leave the house very often and do things, but I'm really trying to work on that for myself because I do enjoy going out for dinners and things like that. Work and learning. I do really want to complete my Cert 4 this year, so that one's definitely staying there. Move on from current job, even though, as I was saying, it's less of an urgent task for me now. It's still something that I would like to do this year. And find a job that matches my skills and fulfills me. Again, pretty vague. I'm still trying to figure out what that might be, but I'm going to leave that one there as it is something that I want to work on. Family and relationships, contact friends. I've been really good at that this year. My friends are very active in terms of talking to me over text, so it's been pretty easy to do so far this year. I do want to make a trip out to visit my mum at some point throughout the year. Find something to do with my sister regularly. I have been doing that. I do have 3 sisters, but one of them is more closely aligned with my own personal interests and hobbies. So we like to play video games together online. And surprise gifts for my partner. I bought him some flowers and chocolate earlier in the year, and it was just, it just felt like a really special moment for us, so that's something that I want to make sure I keep doing. Health and wellness, continue psychology sessions, stay on top of health appointments. That's something I definitely need to get better with. See the dentist. I don't even want to tell you how long it's been since I've seen the dentist, so that's definitely something I want to do this year. Start a consistent fitness routine. That's something I'm working on. Couch to 5K, something I'm working on. Get back to size 12. Now, this is something that I believe I have put in as a stretch goal. So I have these stretch goals, which are things that I'm not necessarily going to achieve in 2023, but are things that I do actively want to be working towards. So even though I'm not entirely sure how much weight I'll be able to lose this year, this will be an ongoing goal until I reach that point. weight 65 kg. It sort of goes in line with the getting back to a size 12. I'm not sure if those exactly line up, but that's sort of the two that I'm aiming for in terms of my weight. Spiritual and personal growth. Try journaling and gratitude. I have tried journaling and gratitude. Gratitude was not so much for me, but journaling has been really good for me. See if there are any types of spirituality that I'm drawn to. I've been doing meditation, but other than that, I'm not particularly spiritual, and I'm not sure that's really going to change. But I did want to do some research into that, so I'm going to leave that one there for now. Start meditating. I have started meditating. Better embody the power that I possess. Another pretty ambiguous goal that's a bit hard to define, but one of my friends one time told me that I did seem powerful, and that shocked me. So one thing that I did add to my goals was to be better at actually acting the way that other people potentially perceive me. Financial, pay off car loan. That's something I really want to do this year. Stay on top of budget. I've been doing that so far. Save for house deposit. We are doing the 10% into the house deposit at the moment. Reach 50,000 net worth. I actually did that at the start of this year. That is how I kicked off the year, which is absolutely fantastic. And I want to increase my savings. Physical routine, stick to a regular cleaning routine, still working on that, and start clearing out areas of the house and declutter belongings. I have been working on our pantry at the moment. I bought a whole big box of pantry storage containers from Amazon recently, so we're going to get to work on that. For Twitch, I have commit to my schedule and have Twitch be in profit. Now, having Twitch be in profit is something that I don't particularly have control over, so that's a goal that I'm really not going to beat myself up about not achieving, but it's something that I just wanted to put there to have as something that I am aiming towards. Now, YouTube, I don't actually have any goals for yet, because when I set my goals at the start of the year, I hadn't decided I was going to be starting a YouTube channel yet. So I'm going to add a couple of goals for YouTube right now. I think the two I'm going to go for is just to get monetized and to stick to a regular schedule. Now again, getting monetized is something that I don't particularly have control over, and it's something that I'm actually going to make a stretch goal. I'm not sure I'll be able to achieve it this year, especially at my current rate of growth, but I am going to put it on here as something that I am actively working towards. We're now going to go through and set our goals for April based on these yearly goals. Right, let's take a look at the April goals that I just created. So for personal, I want to set my goals for May, and I want to plan my week every Wednesday. Fun and recreation, have one outing, play a game once a week for fun, and purchase travel insurance for my cruise, which is not exactly fun, but it's related to a fun and recreational activity. Work and learning, I want to apply for 3 jobs, and I want to complete that module of my study. Family and relationships. My family is actually visiting next week. We're going to see Hamilton the musical, which is super exciting. So I want to spend some time with them while they're here. I want to play games with my sister. I'm aiming for twice for the entire month. And I want to do something fun with my friends, which I'm sure we will get around to. Health and wellness, have weight under 85 kilos. Again, may not achieve it, but I'm just going to keep rolling that one over until we get there. Ring fit 1 time per week, run 2 times per week, book my skin check and my ultrasound, and just have my psychology appointment. That one's pretty easy. It just happens. It's already booked. So that should be pretty simple. Spiritual and personal growth. I want to feel confident in a job interview. I first of all have to get a job interview, so fingers crossed for that. But while I'm there, I always feel terrible in job interviews, but because of that goal where I want to act more powerful, I want to feel confident in that job interview. I want to continue with my meditation, and I want to continue with my journaling. For financial, I want to achieve my monthly interest goals, save 10% of income towards house deposit, budget weekly, and pay the extra $250 to my car loan. For my physical environment, I want to finish decluttering the pantry and move the things into the new storage containers, and I still want to try to wash up 3 times per week after work. For Twitch, again, no more than 2 skips for streams this month. Pretty simple. YouTube, I want to track my analytics at the end of the month. I want to stick to my Instagram content calendar, and I want to release a video every week. I did forget my most important goal for April, which I was really looking forward to, which is a personal goal to create a morning routine. For the focus section, what I was doing was going through and writing a key word for each category of my life for every month. What I want to do this month is choose somewhere between probably 2 and 4 different areas that I really want to focus on this month, and write a little bit about what the focus is and why that's the focus for the month. Alright, so my focus areas for this month, I have health and wellness, which is to finally make the appointments that I've been avoiding, stick to my exercise routines, and lose some weight. Work and learning, complete my current module of study and apply for some jobs. Physical environment, I want to start creating a better cleaning routine and actually stick to it. And for YouTube, I want to produce 1 YouTube video every week and stick to my Instagram plan to hopefully increase my subscribers. And that is it for my March reset and my April goal setting routine. I would love to know what your biggest goal for April is and what your biggest success is from March as well. For me, as you saw, my biggest win for March was how active I was on Instagram and social media and actually managing to release a YouTube video every week. And I think my biggest goal for April is probably going to be setting my morning routine. Even though it isn't actually one of my focus areas, that goal in itself is really important to me for this month. My recommendation for this week is actually another YouTube channel, Sullivan. I think she's the one who may have actually started the monthly resets on YouTube as a bit of a trend, and I really enjoy a lot of her videos and especially her monthly reset videos. Her most recent one, which I think only came out yesterday, listed a bunch of her favourite YouTubers. So I thought it would be nice to recommend her for this week, and she did also recommend a few Australian YouTubers, so I'm really looking forward to checking them out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. I also stream video games live over on Twitch. I'll put the link to that as well as my Instagram in the description if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.